wabarakatuh.
Okay, good morning, class.
Morning, Miss.
How are you today?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine too. Thank you for asking me. Well, before we start our lesson today, it will be better for us to pray first. Pray together. Finish. Okay? Now we are going to take the attendance. Is anyone absent today?
Tita, Miss.
Tita, what happened with Tita?
She got a fever.
Okay. We pray that Tita get well soon. Okay, before I tell you about this material, I want to ask you first. Do you like reading some story?
Yes, I like Miss.
Okay, great. What the story that usually you read? Is that fairy tale, legend, or novel?
Fairy tale.
Okay, great. Can you mention the story legend of Indonesian?
Maling kundang, Prambanan, and
okay.
Tangkuban Perahu.
Okay, Maling Kundang, Prambanan, Tangkuban Perahu. Good job. Okay, the story of Maling Kundang, Tangkuban Perahu, Prambanan Temple, it's mean narrative text. Do you get it?
Yes, I get it.
Okay, great. And today we will learn about narrative text. And at the end of our lesson, I want you to understand about definition, generic structure, and language feature. And now I want to explain about narrative text. What is narrative text? Does anyone know?
No, Miss.
Okay, narrative text is the text that created by someone to tell a story. And the purpose of narrative text is to amuse or to entertain the reader or the listener. And narrative texts also have generic structure. There are three parts of narrative text. The first, orientation, complication, and the last, resolution. In orientation, it's explained about introduce of character, introduce of place, introduce of time. And the part of complication, it's explained about conflict or the top of the problem. And the last, resolution. It's explained about solve problem of the story. And the last, language feature. There are three parts of language feature. The first, using past tense. Why the narrative text using past tense? Because the text tell the story that happened. And second, using adverb and adjective. In the narrative text, there are adverb of time, adverb of place, adverb of frequency. The example of adverb of time, for example, in the morning, 2 years ago, last week, and etc. And the example of adverb of place, for example, in the house, in the jungle, in the Iceland. And the last, the example of frequency. I will give you some example story and I will analyze about generic structure. Which one is orientation, complication, and resolution. Do you ever heard about Maling Kundang story? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. How many characters of the story?
3.
Can you mention?
Malin,
Okay.
wife, and
Wife
mother.
and Malin, wife and mother. Where the story come from?
In West Sumatra.
Okay, in West Sumatra. In orientation, it's content about introduce of character. There are Malin and his mother. Malin live with his mother in a house. Okay, next. Where Malin meet with his mother?
In a beach.
Okay, Malin meet with his mother in a beach. And in the complication of the story, Malin meet with his mother in the beach, and Malin pretend didn't know about his mother. And Malin didn't want to acknowledge about his mother because the old woman is ugly and poor. And the resolution of the story is Malin cursed to stone because Malin be a cruel son. Okay, let's all analyze the story of Malin Kundang. And now I will give you some exercise of the story. Please read the story and analyze the story of generic structure, which is orientation, complication, and resolution. You must cut it this paper with scissor and take the answer in the paper. Okay? Check. Okay, I will give you 10 minutes to complete this exercise. Are you agree?
No, miss. I need 30 minutes to complete this exercise.
Okay, I will give you 30 minutes to complete this exercise. And remember, please read the story, identify the generic structure of the story, orientation, complication, and resolution, and cut with scissor. In this part, orientation, complication, and resolution.
A few moments later.
Okay, have you finished?
Yes.
Okay, great. The first, orientation. Anyone know?
I miss.
What's the answer of orientation?
I
Ica?
miss.
Okay, please go ahead to complete this part of orientation. Okay, thank you, Ica. Next, complication of the story. Anyone know what the answer of the story Cinderella?
I miss.
Okay, please go ahead. Okay, thank you. And the last, resolution. Please, Ica, go ahead to complete the answer of the resolution of Cinderella story. Okay, thank you, Ica. Okay, this is part of orientation, complication, and resolution, the story of Cinderella. The first orientation in Cinderella story, this orientation is introduce of characters. There is Cinderella, stepmother, and two sister. And in complication, Cinderella cannot go to dance with his stepmother and two sisters. And in resolution, Cinderella meet with a fairy who helped Cinderella, and Cinderella live with the prince, and Cinderella was happy. Does anyone want to ask about narrative text?
No, miss.
Okay, is it clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay, great. I think that's all of my discussion today, and I hope you always still learning, and please keep your healthy. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.